Hello.
And welcome to Film
Bastards.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome, people, to episode 512 of Film Bastards. I am one of your co-hosts, Mark Foster, and as ever, I am joined by...
Becky Foster.
By PlayStation 5, Becky, Ian Loring. Hi, I'm just talking over here.
And what do we have? What do we have this week? We have a bit of a stream off, don't we?
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to get a stream of consciousness from us.
Like lockdown all over again.
It is. I mean, that is because there wasn't actually, the big cinema release was the Era's Tour. And
Just going to see what the dog is barking at. I can still hear.
And I don't think Ian is a big Swift fan. You enjoy her music, don't you, Rebecca? She was your most listened to artist a couple of years ago, so don't shake your head at me. But I don't think any of us fancied paying an extra 20 quid on top of our normal cinema ticket price to go for 3 hours. But if you did, I hope you genuinely enjoyed it. People seem to have enjoyed it. Is what I'll say.
Guys, my Halloween costume just turned up.
Oh, what is it this year?
Well, you can't really see it there. Oh, that's a shame. I'm going to keep it. So, I'm going to surprise Lottie with this. It's a Pikachu costume.
Is it like one of those skin suits, or is it like a big old, massive one?
It's a big old onesie, baby.
Nice, good work.
So, yeah, going to surprise the shit out of her with that, and I'm going to walk around with her trick-or-treating dressed as Pikachu.
Nice, good work.
So you're basically a furry now.
I just thought it'd be funny.
It is funny. That's thrown me off guard a little bit. So yes, we've got Totally Killer and we have Fair Play. One's on Prime, one's on Netflix. Which one's better? We'll find out in the battle of the streaming services. I'm also got some what we've been watching because we didn't do much last week because we watched loads of Exorcist movies, didn't we?
Yeah.
And the usual sort of trailer bits of news, even though there isn't any because strikes are still happening. And yeah, we've got a few questions as well. So, Ian, what's been happening in the old news? Apart from strikes, just continuing in the SAG, and what's the name, falling out again.
I mean, not much really. I mean, I'm pleased to see that Killers of the Flower Moon is tracking at between $20 and $25 million this weekend. That's a really good start.
Yep. And there's been some the fact that you can't have any of the stars do promotional work for it, I think is hindering, but it very much is aggressive. Apple have gone, do you know what? We're going to aggressively make people know it's out there. Which as has happened. I'm very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, Taylor Swift looks like she'll still be number one with 27 to 37 million off the first weekend, 92.3. Yeah, I mean, fair play. I'm glad cinemas have got product still. It's just like the strikes don't look good at the moment. And it's enabling an increase in filmmakers and actors and actresses weighing in on the problems in the Middle East that I would I don't need Quentin Tarantino go into the Israeli troops to try and get their morale up.
Yeah, it's a little bit the whole thing.
It is I'm not educated enough around the whole situation to have an opinion. I will say I think Tarantino's playing with fire there.
Yeah, I mean, and the fact that he lives in Israel, I believe his wife is Israeli.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, I mean, I get that. It's just, man, if this was to roll on through production of his next film, it's going to be interesting to see how that affects things, you know. And I know obviously this whole thing, like, filmmaking means fuck all, like in the whole scope of it all.
Yeah.
But it's a bit, man. There's pros and cons on taking either side on this at the moment, isn't there? Or at least from what I can tell, and I think people maybe need to not have opinion, but maybe this is wider. Maybe not have opinions on these things when you're not close enough to the detail. Like, it feels like there's a lot of armchair experts.
I think the issue is there's 4 sets of people involved, and the 2 sets of people in the wrong are not the 2 sets of people that are getting hurt.
Yeah.
And it's not as cut and dried as Israelis are bad, Palestinians are good, or vice versa.
No, it's Hamas are bad, Israeli government is bad.
Civilians.
Israeli people, majoritively, are probably good. Palestine people, majoritively, are probably good. And it's always that thing, is the people that get harmed are not the people involved in the politics of it all. Yeah. And they're the people who are used essentially as the pawns of the politics. It's the same for any war or occupation or apartheid or anything like that. It is the people who get hurt the most, the people who have literally zero to gain from any of it. And that is it is why it is on both sides a huge humanitarian crisis.
Yeah.
But
I think coming down on either side is sticky, because there's.
But I think, in agreeing with what Ian's saying, that there's the thing is, it's not like the Black Lives Matter campaign and bits like that. There is occasional times where, do you know what? If you're throwing your support behind the Israeli government, then seriously just have a quick check before you do it. It is not you can be being against the Israeli government does not make you anti-Semitic. It just doesn't. So the thing there is, if you're pro-Israeli government, you should really be checking yourself there. If you are outright pro-Palestine, then where have you been for 30 years? Don't wade in now on something you could have been speaking about 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 12 years ago.
Is the people doing the bad shit from the Israeli side are the Israeli military, whereas the people doing the bad shit from the Palestinian side, they aren't the Palestinian military. They're a terrorist cell.
The thing is, I'm going to say that this is the last time we talk about it, because this is a massive geopolitical conflict thing that is way out of our scope of a sweary, mumbling film podcast. So I'm going to comment on the fact that Martin Scorsese was interviewed about Killers of the Flower Moon, and somebody brought up the fact that, you know, this might be his last movie, and he just kind of started laughing and went, "No way, this train keeps going." He said, I keep hearing that and I keep seeing it. He's like, I feel more energy now than I did 20 years ago. He said, the only difference is 20 years ago, I didn't think that I only had maybe 3 or 4 films left in me. So whereas now I have 12, 15 films in me, I'm probably only time to make 4.
That's sudden. That man will draw his last breath on a film set.
Well, he said that if that happens, it will be the. He said there is contingencies that are in place for each film for if that happens. He said, and that is what I hope will happen. He didn't say it on this one, but he said it when he was doing Wolf of Wall Street.
The thing is, it won't be his film set. He'll be visiting the set of Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Just wandering around going, it's just a fucking theme park, guys.
Going, this is a nice car park.
He has a heart attack being scared at the sight of how big the green screen is. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's a horrible thing to say. Sorry.
I genuinely think that Martin Scorsese, if he did ever listen to this, would laugh at that.
I hope so. But yeah.
Right, so if we're out of news, should we jump to trailers? I tried to watch as many as I could.
Oh, just real quick, actually.
Oh, go on then.
It's not really news, but obviously we mentioned about the whole Will and Jada Smith thing last week, didn't we?
Yes.
Have you seen Will Smith's been aggressively and desperately trying to be light-hearted in his responses to it?
Is this his TikToks?
Yeah, his tickety-talks, yeah.
They're just bonkers.
Did you see his official statement?
What, where he...
Just zooms out.
Yeah, it just zooms out to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I haven't really watched the TikTok thing. And the thing is, what is really weird about Will Smith is there is this unbelievably charming and charismatic man there that I don't think we've seen in cinema, really, for 20 years. And I kind of like that Will Smith back.
Yeah, I think once all this, I don't know, once we get on, or he gets on the other side of all this, I think some stuff will come out. I think I don't think he's well at all.
No.
And I think there's some serious Stockholm Syndrome shit going on.
Do you know what would make him better?
Divorcing his horrible wife?
I think they already have. A new Men in Black movie where he gets to be the Tommy Lee Jones character.
Oh, I'd love that, yeah.
Yeah. And just get somebody... Just do a new Men in Black movie where Will Smith gets to play the Tommy Lee Jones character, but as the character that he has in Men in Black. And Pete Davidson plays the young upstart.
God, no. But I think like the Chris Rock thing, in context of apparently Chris Rock contacted Jada Smith about a week before the Oscars and asked if he could take her out sometime because he'd heard that her and Will Smith were divorced now. Maybe makes a bit more sense.
The problem is, so much of this, you don't know how much of it's true or not.
I know.
The funniest one I did see of all these things was somebody said, wouldn't it just be fucking really funny if one day fucking Jada Pinkett Smith just came out and went, I've been Tupac all along.
That'd be great.
And that was it. And it's just that literally, it was like somebody had done it as like a drawing, and she just wipes across her face, and just makeup comes off, and there's all that's left there is a Tupac goatee. It's just like, I just looked at that. That is so stupid that it almost feels like it could happen.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel real bad for him. Like you see stuff with him now, and there's just this desperation in his eyes, and it just makes me feel sad. Like he's obviously suffering. Men in Black 4 or 5 or whatever it is. Pete Davidson.
Well, I mean, Bad Boys. Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
And Will Smith.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, I would watch that.
Men in Black. But just do it as almost like a straight up just fucking remake of the first one, but with him as the same character. And just have him occasionally going, this is really fucking familiar.
Serious deja vu.
Even get D'Onofrio back.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Telling you, this happens. We know Will have started listening.
Or Uncle Vin's been talking to him.
Yeah. What trailers have we watched then?
Got a few. So, I think about May, December's a Sky original. Is it? Fair enough. Sorry. At least in the UK. So, American Fiction.
Yeah.
New Jeffrey Wright one. This looks funny.
This looks great.
Good.
I was when the trailer came on. It started. And I was like, "Oh, is it going to be one of? Is it going to be another one of those?" And then when she starts reading from it, I was like, "Oh, okay, this sounds interesting." Yeah, I'm very much up for this. Jeffrey Wright's a great watch in anything.
Yeah.
Having him play something that is a little bit where he can be quite playful again. I'm really looking forward to.
Yep. Agree. New Wonka trailer. I remain up for it. I trust in Paul King and Simon Farnaby.
I'm weirdly like up for it, but like completely in spite of the trailers, I am up for it. For the simple fact is, I'm watching it going, right, December, it's cold. We'll go to Parkway. We'll go and sit and have like a mulled wine or something in the Christmas tent thing they have outside the cinema. We'll go into the cinema, watch Wonka, come back outside, have a drink and chat about it afterwards. And I'm kind of going, do you know what? I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of, seeing you brought up Parkway. So we obviously for a while now we've been mulling over the idea of getting rid of our Cineworld memberships, haven't we, and getting a Parkway one instead. So, and then we were like, well, why don't we do it in addition for now? Because it's only like £10 a month at Cineworld for us because our price has gone down.
Yeah.
So, and then there's the whole like, well, they only show new releases in 4DX, ScreenX, or Super Screen, which is just bullshit, just ripping members off. And then, so I think my Cineworld card is just having a whale of a time still in Crete currently. So, you know, I need to get a new membership card. That'll be free. I'm a member. I pay every month. I've been a member for fucking ages. No. So I googled it and it was saying that it was going to be £10 to replace my card. Now that's a month. That's a month's membership. And then when I went onto it, that's only if you're wanting to change details. It's actually a £5. But still, that just seems a bit...
It's one of those things you probably pick up in store, but you can't, as your name literally on it, doesn't it? So
I just think it's just really snide, like charging for a replacement card. I mean, yeah, if you're getting one every month or something, there should be a limit on how many you can get, but...
I mean, don't leave your card in Crete.
Yeah. Even if it was just like, look, we'll give you one replacement, one a year. Anything more than that, if you're that careless, then we'll charge you a £5. I think that's probably fair enough.
Just seems really like they are not about the customer experience at all anymore.
No. Oh, they haven't been for fucking years, Cineworld. Jesus. Yeah. I'm just waiting for them to go bankrupt again, to be honest.
It ain't far away, I don't think, is it?
It'll happen. Odeon and View will buy their sites and job done. So American Fiction, looking forward to it. Wonka, looking forward to it. New Ferrari trailer. Looking forward to Boxing Day. Like George, I put it in the boy chat, and George was like, "I'm up for the film, but this trailer did nothing for me." And I get it, but it's Michael Mann doing a film about Ferrari. Like, that's as Ian Nip as it probably gets.
The thing is, what I actually quite liked about the trailer was this feels a more like Mann doing something less. It looks a little bit more. It's more inside, more the insider than it is like
Black Hat.
Black Hat, yeah. It's got more of that. This looks like it's going to be a lot of more dramatic elements to it than action elements.
Yeah.
And it is a weird thing that, weirdly, Michael Mann, you wouldn't think about it, but he kind of is an action director. You know, Heat's two most famous scenes are the De Niro and Pacino having a coffee together.
Yeah. And
the bank robbery.
Yeah.
Which the bank robbery scene is just like people going, this works. This is how these things look. I'm very up for Ferrari. But again, it's a new Michael Mann film that we get to watch at the cinema. Yeah.
Yep, for sure. Okay, and hang about. What have you guys got? My YouTube's being a bit funny, so I can't see. Yeah.
Eileen.
I didn't see this. How is it?
Anne Hathaway and Thomasine McKenzie have a bit of a just fucking weird off at each other, don't
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think, Lex?
I mean, I'll watch it because it looks super creepy, but like, I don't think the trailer's great.
I think the trailer's quite good.
I like the tone of it.
Yeah.
But it don't give you much.
It doesn't give you much, no.
Which is maybe for the best, I
But
guess.
it looks like it's just going to be just a little bit off.
Hathaway slays as a blonde as well.
Hathaway's doing some interesting stuff at the moment. She seems to have kind of taken the stick out of her ass that she had post-Oscars a little bit.
Yeah, I really hope so.
New Napoleon trailer. Just very, very up for Napoleon. That thing's going to be great, and the 4-hour cut's going to be even greater.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to watching that in the cinema and then going, in a month's time I get to watch the other version of this, just the longer version of it.
Yeah, man. In like 5 years' time, Apple are going to have such a fucking good film collection on Apple TV+.
Oh yeah, they're basically going to go. They basically just go, we've got our own modern Criterion channel.
Yeah,
And I like the idea that Ridley Scott was like was there and gave Apple and went, there you go, that's the Napoleon movie, and they've gone, all right, is this like the full movie then? This is what you want? Yeah, go on then. And then the middle gone, all right, cool, he's gone. But actually, we'll just release that one if you want. Nah, that ain't the way Ridley rolls. Director's cut, baby. And then I like the idea that the next time what Ridley Scott's going to do is he's going to release the director's cut first and then cut shit out of it afterwards.
well, that'd be fun. Yeah, I like the fact that I feel like it's been fucking ages since we've just had like an historical epic of this kind.
Yeah.
Of like really big scale battles and big acting, and like I just feel like that's something like made for adults. It feels like that's been missing for a while.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe, I don't know, like was the last one Ridley Scott doing Exodus Gods and Kings?
It could have been.
I'm saying historical with bunny ears with that, but yeah.
And that was actually better than anyone gave it credit for.
That film kind of fucking slaps,
Yeah.
actually.
It was. And the thing is, I saw a clip of an interview with Russell Crowe, and they were talking to him about his relationship with Ridley Scott and Gladiator. And he was saying that, like, on the first day of Gladiator, of shooting Gladiator, he said that he was in all, like, he said, I'm there and I'm in all, like, the full outfit and everything like that. He said, it's the opening of the movie. He said, and Ridley came up to me and said, I want you to look at the distance and I want you to be, like, intense and about to do battle, and then I want, like, a bird or something to catch your eye. And I just want you to just look at it, watch it for a little bit, give it a bit of a smile, and then just turn back round and just go back into battle face. And he was like, and Russ Crowe said, all right, he said, I was just really excited about working with Ridley Scott. He said, and we did this like all day. We just did this same shot all day. He said, everybody's going, can we just try it like this? Can we just try it like this? It's like, yeah. He said it wasn't like, it was just really just getting used to the rhythms of how I would work. He said, and then he came up to me at the end of it and went, me and you are going to make so many great films together. And then wandered off. I said, Nish went, Russ said, I just watched this guy walk up and went, oh man, I've just got a career. And it's just, it was the just glee of looking like Russell Crowe's face when he was saying it. You could just tell he was excited about talking about the guy that he's worked with loads.
That reminds me as well. So I was reading Total Film because it's like part of Apple News Plus. So I thought, fuck it, yeah, I'll read Total Film, and they had this big Ridley Scott piece. And they had like a short bit with Denzel Washington. He was talking about Gladiator 2, and his character, he plays like a ex-gladiator who basically like won his freedom and just basically becomes an arms dealer. And that Yes. Do I want to see Denzel Washington playing an ex-gladiator who becomes like a fucking Roman Empire arms dealer? Yes. Yes, I do.
That's it, yeah. I keep
yes.
forgetting he's in Gladiator 2. And then remembering or seeing something about it and going, fuck, Gladiator 2 is going to be fucking good, isn't it?
That film is going to rule so hard, and it is going to make so much money.
Yeah.
God
Fucking hell,
damn,
Fred's
Ridley
in
Scott. Yeah.
Fucking Freddy's in it. Nice.
What was Barry Keoghan in it and then recast, or was a role recast with Barry Keoghan?
No, he was in it, and then the role changed, so he got cast out of it. Which Barry Keoghan's apparently been really like, these things change, there was no falling out or anything like that. He said, but I did get really fucking ripped for it.
But I mean, and yeah, like Paul Mescal, there was some footage of him at the Ireland Rugby World Cup game over the weekend, and like his fucking arms are huge, and it like that physical transformation is gonna be interesting because that dude hasn't really played stocky,
no,
so like. I'm looking forward to that just as much as I am looking forward to him and Andrew Scott having apparently relatively graphic gay sex in All of Us Strangers. I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like.
Yep, I think we are there.
Yeah.
Any
So
other trailers?
Really. I'm sorry. I just really fucking looking forward to Napoleon. Like that is going to be like, it's like Killers of the Flower Moon. It's just like, I'm just going to fucking luxuriate in this. And like Napoleon, like Killers of the Flower Moon, is getting like IMAX engagements and shit like that as well. Like Apple and their distribution partners are going so fucking hard on releasing these films. It's great. I wish Netflix made this effort.
Yeah,
fuck.
And it's that thing of, if we've got a year, where not even that, we've got a 6-month period where we're going to have had a new Nolan, a new Fincher, a new Ridley Scott epic, and a new Scorsese. I mean, it's bonkers that.
And and like literally, I genuinely think The Killer will play somewhere around you guys.
Yeah.
So and assuming it does, it's literally new Scorsese and new Fincher within 2 weeks.
Yeah, which is just yeah.
I honestly, I would be surprised if it didn't play like the Parkway or something like that, because it sounds like the kind of place that would like do. I mean, I don't know. Do any cinemas around you guys like tend to actually play like Netflix films?
Yeah, well, I saw The Grey Man at Parkway.
Yeah, there you go then. So I think there's every chance The Killer plays there.
Yep. So yeah, we'll see. If I can see it at the cinema, I definitely fucking will, for sure.
And if you can't, I'll non-spoiler what I've been watching, and then we'll do a full review 2 weeks after when it's on Netflix.
Yep. Any other trailers from anyone? No.
I'm just again, I just like, if I can actually do Five Nights at Freddy's and The Killer as a double bill at the cinema, I will be very happy.
Is it Five Nights at Freddy's next week?
Next week.
I'm actually kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Even though that fucker is also on Peacock in the US.
Is it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, that's interesting.
Which, yeah, it's weird that.
Right. Shall we review a film?
Yeah, I think that was it for trailers. Can I just say very quickly that Oppenheimer's 4K got announced yesterday. Mm-hmm. Comes out in November, and there is a featurette on the 4K about how it was like the innovation of shooting black and white 65mm. And may I just say that I feel like Mr. Nolan has incepted me and gone, right, that's what I want.
Can I just say, I actually think that we should feature review the special features of Oppenheimer.
I mean, me and you, I'm sure we're not against that. I'm sure Becky's like, yeah, I might sit that one out. But I'm the guy who did a commentary for the Cats commentary. I am more than fucking up for, and I did a commentary through all the Cats special features as well.
Yep, you did.
So God, fucking COVID times, man. So I am more than up for that. That disc actually does look pretty fucking stacked.
But like good really stacked, not just like it's here so we can have another line.
Because the documentary on the Tenet disc is cracking. It's about an hour long and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Good on Nolan. He's doing it right. All we need now is for the actors' strike to be resolved, so then it can be announced that Chris Nolan's doing the next Bond movie.
Yeah.
I need it. Him or Villeneuve. I prefer Nolan. I'll take either. Let's go. Let's fucking hit it hard.
And the thing is, it does appear like if it's Nolan, it's Aaron Taylor-Johnson as Bond as well.
I'd take it.
I'd take that.
I'd fucking take Joe Pasquale as Bond if Nolan was directing it.
Could you go?
If it's Villeneuve, it's Chalamet.
No. And I like Chalamet.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
That'd be funny though, wouldn't it?
No. Totally Killer is directed by Nantaka Khan. I'm going with that.
I'd say Nantachka.
Nantachka? Yeah.
I mean, you've got a CH in there.
I know, but I don't think soft. I think it could be a soft one. I'm not sure. Khan. And stars, people. Who's it star? Kiernan Shipka, Olivia Holt. Who else? Other people are in it. Randall
Park's in that motherfucker. Yeah, a couple of scenes.
What's it about? When the infamous Sweet 16 killer returns 35 years after his first murder spree to claim another victim, 17-year-old Jamie accidentally travels back in time to 1987, determined to stop the killer before he can start again. What a prick. Ian, what did you think to Totally Killer?
I thought it was fucking fun. It's, don't get me wrong, it's not an absolute barnstormer. It's not going to be in my top 10 of the year. It felt like a lesser version of if Happy Death Day and Back to the Future had an optimal baby. But I had a really decent time with it, to be fair. Enjoyed the running joke about blowjobs. For that, even though at the start I was a little bit worried at the start because it was like a Blumhouse television production or like BHTV production or something, but I thought that it had enough going for it visually to make it seem maybe a bit more than a TV episode. You know, like I thought the lead was charming. I like the fact that this film is just like, oh, her friend invented a time machine. Yeah, okay, yeah, we're just going to go with that. There's no massive questioning. It's just accepted.
I did really like that. The fact that the friend is just making a time machine and it's just, there's nothing else mentioned. It's just a perfectly normal thing to be happening. But then there's nothing else extraordinary within the movie.
Mm.
Yeah, and and then like as soon as that happened, I just kind of keyed into it. Like, so I think I was just on its wavelength. Yeah, I thought this was a good time. I mean, like I say, it's a lesser Happy Death Day. It's definitely a lesser Back to the Future, but I enjoyed it. I'd watch another one.
Becky, what did you think to Totally Killer?
Yeah, very similar. To be fair, I had a really, really good time with it. I thought it was just really fun. Same comparison as you've made it, and it's very much in the vein of your Happy Death Day kind of movies. think it's... Yeah, I like Kanan Shipka. I wish she'd kind of do more that isn't Teenage Witch related, but...
Oh, is she the Sabrina girl?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I think she's quite a good sort of screen presence. She's got quite a good charisma for it, and it's a little bit wasted in that, but she's not really broken through into anything really big yet, film wise. But yeah, I think it's all set up really well. It's light-hearted. I think the stuff with like the back in time stuff, it's very much kind of nostalgia porning, but in a fun way. Like, it knows it's doing it, rather than it, like with Stranger Things, sometimes it's just a bit like, oh yeah, we get it, it's the fucking 80s. But with this, it was like, it was going, oh my god, look at this. And it was... Would you say
in a similar way to Hot Tub Time Machine?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah, you, that's another good comparison, actually.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I had a really, really good time with it.
I mean, I'm going to start off the bat straight away and say it's not as good as Hot Tub Time Machine.
Well, nothing is, really, is
Very few things are.
Let's be honest.
I think I enjoyed it probably less than you two. I thought it was a little bit too long. It got a little bit baggy at points.
I do love the genius friend, though, that they just don't really... She's just a genius friend.
Yeah.
A genius mother who makes a time machine.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just, like Ian said, it's so understated.
Yes. I enjoyed it overall. It's a premise that's been done to death. It's not done in an original way, but it doesn't matter. You can do things that aren't original as long as you make them good. And this is, it's good, it's fun. And that's the thing we say an awful lot when we're talking about straight to streaming things, is had I gone to the cinema to see this, would I have been disappointed? Would I have thought, well, this is a stream move that you're showing me? And I'd have been perfectly fine with watching this at the cinema.
Yeah.
It's fun enough to know what it is, and the performances are all quite charming.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, the thing I think I most like about Happy Death Day is Jessica Roth and her character arc. You know, where you see her turn from this just absolute fucking bitch into this girl that you're just willing to get through it all, and like she's got drive in her, she's got fight in her, and she kind of learns to appreciate the people around her. And you know, this doesn't have that. You know, there's a bit of she doesn't really get on with her mum, but then like I don't know, spoiler for the opening 10 minutes of Totally
We're all
Killer,
spoilers all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like, so, and her mum's then like killed at the basically like the opening 10 minutes of the film.
Which
and then it's
which didn't you expect though? Because
did I?
As soon as I saw it was
yeah.
Julie Bowen, I was like, oh, she's gonna die in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, she's not gonna be around for long. Yeah, for sure. But it you know, so but then immediately it's like, oh well, shit, I regret that. I regret, like, you know, she's mourning her mum, and there's not really much of an arc there, and that's where Happy Death Day, I think, kind of elevates itself in this kind of like tier of films. And then Happy Death Day to You, just the fact that it goes off in just a straight up sci-fi direction and introduces all these other elements, I think is really interesting as well. Totally Killer is like definitely got sci-fi elements. I mean, it's not supernatural, it's sci-fi, but it just. It's at a level, and I don't think it ever goes above that level, but I don't think it ever goes below that level. It just remains consistently 3 to 3.5 out of 5 all the way through.
Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, because it's an entertaining 3 to 3.5 out of 5 with it. So it's got some fun enough kills. It's her kind of fish out of water thing. Isn't overplayed too much.
Yeah, because it's one of those things, though, isn't it? Like when you watch like time travel movies, and it takes them far too long to be able to operate within the time frame.
Yeah,
it's like, no, you're a human being, and you can read social cues. You wouldn't be that bad at it.
Yeah,
for that long. Like she's just obviously quite. Oh shit! Right, okay, I'm here now. I suppose the difference with some time travel movies is that people don't know what the fuck's gone on, and whereas she knows she's gone in a time machine.
Yeah.
And she knows she's gone back to this time frame. The fact that she keeps calling her mum is quite funny, though.
Oh,
She
yeah.
can't quite get used to that. But yeah, I thought the young version of her mum was ace as well. I would be friends with that girl. She's a total bitch, and I love that. It's like being friends. She was like Isabel.
Yeah, a little
Just
bit.
a real judgmental cunt of a person.
Just an absolute piece of shit. It's a fun movie. I would watch another one for sure.
I don't think it needs another one, though.
It doesn't need one, no, but you could see it happening for sure.
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. I mean, Happy Death Day didn't need one, and then To You just comes out and spins it in a completely different direction.
And now it needs another one that won't happen.
Ugh, don't. I can't believe there's a mid-fucking credits in Happy Death Day To You. They were that confident, and then it just kind of shit the beds that badly.
Yeah, such a shame.
It's so annoying. But no, I mean, it's I don't know, the thing, I watched it over a week ago now, so my memories may be fading on it slightly, but it's funny, like the whole subplot of trying to make sure that like her mum and dad don't fuck too early. Like
She fails.
Yeah, and then that, like the kind of like the ripples that has at the end, like that was brilliant.
What's she
Like
called
the
at
gay
the end?
brother,
Like Colette or something.
Yeah, because they call her brother whatever her name was, like Jamie or whatever it was. Yeah, and I thought that was great.
But I think also as well the fun bit was the fact that it probably has been done, but I can't remember it having been done previously in a time travel movie where in the current time period you're seeing the changes that have happened.
Changes, yeah.
So like the guy who's doing the podcast is like, how did I get this wrong?
Yeah.
I've got this wrong all the time. This doesn't seem right. And it's like these bits are changing, but everything's still the same there. It's that was an interesting little different take on these things.
I'll tell you what else I enjoyed actually. Like her friend's mum.
Yeah.
How unsurprised she was about it. She was like, well, yeah, I mean, I'm working on time travel. I'm really clever, so I assume I'll get it at some point. I was expecting.
I assume somebody from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I walked all over that. Sorry.
No.
Yeah, no, but like even like the, what happened? And she looks and goes, the knife must have acted as like an extra conductor.
Yeah.
There was the nonchalant way all that kind of came together. I did dig that. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, people don't react. Right, my brain's saying bigly, and I know bigly's not a word, but people don't react bigly to things very often. Like, they'll just go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Like, it's a bit weird, but fair enough.
Yeah. Bigly. What's the real word?
Enormity.
Sure.
But I mean, it's yeah, but I don't know. It's like if you actually think about Wi-Fi, how Wi-Fi works.
Yeah, it shouldn't
make
sense.
any fucking sense.
No,
and it doesn't make sense. No. But you accept it because it's there.
Yeah,
and it's what the simulation are telling you. This is it. Don't try to understand it. That's what Totally Killer is also doing, and I respect it.
Yeah. I'm definitely not shit on it.
Yeah, definitely not shit.
A very easy definitely not shit 100%. As well.
Yeah.
I will definitely watch this again.
I probably will as well. Yeah. To be honest.
Yeah, I could see me, especially if a second one comes out, I could see me rewatching this for sure.
Yeah.
I'll probably wrap it up in a weekend when I'm in the mood for like Happy Death Day, that one with Vince Vaughn.
Freaky.
And this. It's all in the same kind of fun sci-fi horror vein.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Our audience poll, definite shit 67%, and touching cloth 33%.
Okay.
Nice.
CS3P Combat. Player 1, choose your character.
Tired of film and television podcasts where the hosts exist in a blissful state of agreement?
Instructor. Player 2, choose your character.
Well, you're in luck.
Punter. Round 1, fight!
Allow me to introduce you to the Chinstroker vs. Punter podcast, featuring two film and television fans from Birmingham, England, who enjoy their media in very different ways.
But anyway, that brings us to the end of the plot of Blue Velvet.
The plot. I mean, the main characters are two of the dullest main characters I have ever encountered in any film.
So join us as we catch up on what we've been watching from our own very different perspectives.
Double KO. Round 2, fight!
You can find us at csvsp.libsyn.com, also on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, all the places that podcasts can be found.
Just really
It's not visually striking.
No.
Just getting confirmation.
It's just that's the third time though. I mean, is this on?
Should we do some what we've been watching? Or what we've been up to?
Sure.
Becky, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been watching an awful lot of The Fall of the House of Usher, which I finished last night.
Finished it?
Yeah.
Ooh, how's that?
It starts off really strong and it finishes really strong. It's a little bit baggy in the middle. So
You have to try and be a little bit spoiler free, I think.
yeah. So basically, it's not just a direct adaptation of The Fall of the House of Usher. It wraps in, it folds in a lot of other Poe works as not again direct adaptations, but as like interpretations, I guess, into the story, and then it all kind of comes together at the end. But if you're taking the pinnacle of Mike Flanagan's TV work, which for me is by an absolute mile, The Haunting of Hill House, what that does is it does the same thing where it goes around events a few times and then it all pulls together, but it's like a real kind of like an epiphany, I guess, at the end of the movie, where you realise that all the repercussions of things that have been done throughout bits that you've seen out of context, when you realise them in context, it's like a revelation. Whereas with this, I think it doesn't, for an 8-episode series, for it to have a baggy middle is kind of unforgivable for me. Like, you've not got enough episodes there to be baggy. The characters also, I mean, they're all absolute pieces of shit, so I don't think you're supposed to care for them, but I think you need to have enough development to care what happens to them. So not necessarily to be like, oh, that's real sad that happened, but to be like, oh, I'm really glad that happened because they were a piece of shit. There's just not enough there for me. I don't know. I will rewatch it because I think the ending, it is one that will benefit from rewatching it knowing the ending. But I was a bit disappointed. It's just that middle section for me. It just really lets it down. One thing I did quite like though was so there's loads of Flanagan regulars in it, Abra out of Doctor Sleep.
He's basically got like almost like a set cast for these now, does he not?
Pretty much, yeah. He's got his stable that he picks from. Obviously, Mark Hamill is in this, which he's not previously been part of the Flaniverse, but yeah, I think most of the others have been. The two main grown-up ushers, I don't think have been in any of his other stuff though, but all of the siblings I think have. But yeah, so there's a girl that plays Juno in this who is Roderick Usher's wife and like stepmother to all of the siblings, but she's really young. But she's also in Midnight Club, and I really didn't like her in Midnight Club, but she really fucking knocks it out of the park in this. She's really, really good.
Well, Bruce Greenwood's worked with him a couple of times, hasn't he?
Has he?
Yeah. Joe Oddscale music.
Oh yes, of course, yeah.
I think another one with him, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's in Doctor Sleep.
I'm thinking TV. The rest of them are TV ones.
Stop thinking TV.
Raoul Coley in his You'll Never Walk Alone sweatshirt is like a nice little treat. I mean, the thing is, I think I had such high hopes for it that middle section where it's just stuff happens too quick, I guess. Like there's no build to what's happening. But yeah, overall I liked it. The ending and the beginning make up for the baggy few episodes in the middle. Overall it's good. I just wish it was strong throughout. Oh, and what's it? God, what's her name?
Carla Gugino.
Carla Gugino's fucking mint in it. But that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Is she the one who has the creepy smile in like the promotional shot for it? Yeah, I thought that was her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking ace in it.
Yeah, I've been umming and ahhing about like seeing if Donna fancies watching this because it's like on her Netflix. It's like the big "this is recommended to you," but she hasn't watched any of the Flanagans, even though she'll read she'll read that kind of stuff all day long, but not necessarily watch it because it's a bit creepy. But yeah, okay, interesting. How long are the episodes roughly?
They're an hour, aren't they? It's pretty set. I think the last one's a bit longer, isn't it? But it's not like not like 2.5 hours.
He doesn't really fuck with the whole Stranger Things model of we can just make them however long we want.
Yeah, the last one's an hour and 16.
Oh yeah, but not like miles.
Not like what is it? But yeah, the rest of them all clock in between sort of 58 minutes and an hour and 1 minute.
Yeah, cool.
How is she with Gory?
Not great. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of tempted by this though. Like, if Don doesn't want to watch it, I might. Yeah.
It is good, and the way that all the threads pull together and the Carla Gugino of it all comes into it at the end it's good. It's well handled.
So what's he done for Netflix then? So he's done Haunting of Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Club,
Midnight Mass,
Yeah, I knew there was another Midnight one, and Fall of the House of Usher. Yeah. So what's your ranking?
What, from lowest to highest?
Yeah.
Midnight Club, Midnight Mass, Bly Manor, House of Usher, Hill House.
Is that high to low?
That was low to high. Yeah.
Okay.
Hill House is like far and away the best one that he's done. Bly Manor and House of Usher are probably they could interchangeably be second and third. Midnight Mass would be the next one down, then Midnight Club. Midnight Club feels like it was building to something that never happened because it got cancelled.
Oh, what? So that wasn't just like a purposeful one-off?
No, I believe the intention was, and I think that was quite pivotal in his decision to leave Netflix.
Right, I bet it was.
Because Midnight Club is based on a series of books.
well, that's it. He's got a weird amount of freedom, doesn't he, with Amazon, where he can basically, isn't it something like he's got like a ridiculous amount of money to make 4 projects, but they can be whatever he wants. They can be TV, they can be films, they can be documentaries.
I think I read as well that he's got something written in that they can't just cancel it.
No, yeah, he can.
If he pitches for X amount of seasons and he gets them regardless.
Yeah, it's bonkers. And he's got something like 500 million to play with.
But yeah,
So
I guess
something-
I love Bly Manor. It's just a little bit more saccharine than... Oh, no. Do you know what? I think the reason that Bly Manor it could be second or third is because it makes me fucking cry. And I don't like that it has that power over me. It just will make me cry.
Oh wow. Okay.
You've watched Hill House, haven't you?
Who, me? No.
Oh, really?
Donna and I watched like 10 minutes of the first episode, then we fell asleep drunk and never went back to it.
Oh, Ian, it's so good.
Is that the one that's got the episode that's one shot?
One shot? I don't know.
Like, literally, okay, alright. No, yeah, I mean, that's the yeah, I don't know, like I say, I'm kind of umming and ahhing about these, because I feel like it's content that I would enjoy.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
You just gotta get over your anti-TV snobbery.
Fuck you. I've just sent something to you guys that I'd like to discuss that's kind of like related to this, and I think it's potentially very Becky nip. So in the WhatsApp I've sent it. So there is a Silent Hill interactive TV project launching, like on Halloween. Silent Hill Ascension, which is an interactive streaming series where viewers will be able to steer the story through real-time decisions made through the series website and through apps available through the App Store and Google Play. But then they're also going to package up, almost like an EastEnders omnibus, they're going to package up, like, every week, like, the running story, and, like, which is influenced through the people's decisions, like, at the time. And they're going to put it on the Sony Pictures Core app on PS4, PS5, Sony televisions, and some smartphones. So, like, every week, you can just watch, essentially, an interactive Silent Hill TV series. And apparently, it's going to be, like, every week for at least 6 months.
Wow.
Fine.
Yeah.
I mean, Bex, that sounds like something you should get on.
That sounds fucking great.
Yeah, I've sent you the link to the Polygon article. There's like links to like more information and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm just looking through it now.
I think that sounds pretty good.
It does. Love it.
So yeah, there you go. So enjoy that as well.
Will do. Thank you.
What else you expect?
What else have I been up to? So, didn't watch much in Exorcist week. The only thing I did do was I rewatched the 2022 Hellraiser movie. Still really fucking like it. The monster design's great. Can't remember the name of Pinhead, but nails it.
Pinhead, isn't it?
Jamie something.
Hey?
Pinhead, isn't it?
No, the actor that does it. Jamie... I want to say Clayton, but is that like a character name from something?
I swear that sounds right.
Jamie Clayton.
Jamie Clayton, yeah. Really good Pinhead, but all of the Cenobites are good in it. Really like it. Like how it expands on the whatchamacallit, the lore of the puzzle box and everything. So yeah. And then this week I have obviously been mostly watching House of Usher. But I did also, on my own, watch Dead Man's Shoes today. And I started watching something else, but I'll talk about that next week. But yeah, Dead Man's Shoes is just real sad.
It's very sad. It's one of those weird ones, from what I remember, it's kind of quite bittersweet funny, but really fucking sad.
I think it's quite unique in how it plays its violence as well. Like, it's just things that happen. It's not played for sensation. It's just like when he shoots that guy in the head, he puts a bag over his head first, so you don't get any blood splash or anything like that. It's not going, here, look how gory this is. He's just systematically going around and killing the people that did a bad thing.
I think you can spoil a movie that's 20 years old, Bex.
Contributed to the death of his mentally ill brother. So yeah, really, really fucking good film. It's one that I don't go back to very often, although I think it's fantastic because it's not a particularly pleasant watch.
No, I've not watched it for a good number of years for that particular reason.
I will say it didn't feel as bad as I think it has done previously.
No, very interesting career as well. I think Paddy Considine. You know,
and it was
good director as well.
Tony Kebbell.
Tony Kebbell, yeah,
plays his brother, doesn't he?
Yeah,
it was his first film.
Was it?
Yeah.
Jeez. Anything else?
And then that's it, really.
I was just going to say, I'm never going to watch Dead Man's Shoes ever again. I've watched it a couple of times. It's one of those films, I've kind of spoken in the past about there are films that I know I'm kind of like leaving in the rear view because I just can't deal with them as I get older.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Shoes, I think, is one of them.
I can absolutely see why. I don't think I'll watch it again.
No, that's fair. I think watching it off the back of watching our second main review, though, was particularly striking, the change in filmmaking. And it's something that's been really bothering me this year, and we'll get to it when we get to our other main review, but it's just the humanity in it. Like, they feel like real people. You know, it feels like real people's reactions to things. It's not performative. Like, I don't know when films stopped capturing scenarios as they would realistically play out with real people and just made them what would happen if just fucking dickheads were in those scenarios. You know, it's and then I read some books on holiday. Got a little bit obsessed with Murakami's Kafka on the Shore, to the point where I was staying up until like 2:30 in the morning reading it.
Yeah.
It's honestly, if I could make that into a chemical formula and inject it into my veins, the way that book makes me feel, and the way that his books in general make me feel, I wouldn't be a functioning member of society anymore, I don't think. Absolutely fucking masterful. And I just want to fill my bookshelves with his entire fucking thing, and I need somebody to translate his newest one into English so that I can read that as well. Really good. On a slightly less positive note, I really, really tried hard to read Dune. Again. While we were on holiday. That book takes itself far too fucking seriously. When you have to have a glossary in the back of your novel because you're going to make up loads of fucking stupid fucking words. No.
Yeah, no, fuck that for a novel.
Absolutely.
Wow,
And I will get to the end of that book, but I got to a point.
I told you off.
Mark told me off. And I just decided I wasn't letting it ruin my holiday anymore.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't enjoying it.
The first 3 days, Becky tried to get through most of June. You got quite a bit of it read, didn't you?
I'm like 2/3 of the way.
And you get through it, and it's like, and then but we were going for a walk at one point, and you were saying I'm not enjoying it. It's like, will you stop reading on holiday then? Because you enjoy reading on holiday, and now you're reading a book that you aren't enjoying just to get through it because fucking nerds have done it.
No, it isn't that. Do you know what? I really wanted to read it and enjoy it, and then read the rest of them. Because I think it builds quite a good universe, but it's needlessly complex and needlessly over-descriptive and needlessly uses made-up words.
You can be all of those things, but you can't then introduce made-up words, because once you start doing that, you're going, oh, hang on a minute. You are literally doing literal wizards did it. I can't think of something that correctly describes this thing, so I'm just gonna fucking make it up. Nah, fuck off. I tried reading it 30 years ago and thought it was bollocks.
Yeah, but you can't read.
I
can read and I can't read Dune.
I read half a book on holiday. I've read it since a little bit as well.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I have actually.
And I also read I Am Legend. I Am Legend is startlingly different from the film.
So, right, I'm going to jump in a little bit here. So Becky spent 3 days and read, what did you say, 2/3? 2/3 of Dune.
And I'd already started it before we went.
And hated pretty much all of you the time you were doing it. You read something. Eventually I convinced her on a walk in the morning after we'd gone for breakfast. We went for a bit of a wander, didn't we? On the way back, I said, just stop reading it and just read the Murakami or I Am Legend. And you started reading I Am Legend, didn't you? How long did it take you to read I Am Legend?
Half a day.
Nice.
You finished I Am Legend by the end of that day, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good as a book.
I enjoyed the film, we watched it.
It's very different though.
Yeah.
Like the dog is I mean, spoiler alert for a really old book, I guess. But the dog is a side note. Like,
literally.
It's there for maybe 10 pages. It's not like his companion. He sees a stray dog, decides he wants a companion, and tries to tempt it to come into his house with food. Eventually notices it's injured, captures it, takes it into his house, and it dies.
Yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, very different. It's not his mate.
My book.
And all the stuff in the movie, like with the mannequins and stuff like that, and about him talking to stuff to kind of keep himself sane. The stuff about him being a doctor, the stuff about him experimenting on them and trying to cure them. None of that's in it. It's completely different.
It's Dash Mihawk in it.
Dash Mihawk is not in it. But one of his neighbours, right, is like the main vampire.
Oh.
That's tormenting him, and he just stands outside his house and shouts his name every night.
That's good. That's good.
It's mint.
That's really good.
Yeah. It's a good time.
What a prick.
Yeah. The rest of them are just trying to get in at him, but he just stands there and shouts his name.
What's his name?
That's really good.
Hang on.
Sorry.
Can't remember his name now. I've been to Murakami and House of Ushered Up since. I am.
What have you been up to, Ian?
It's mint.
Oh man, sorry. I just need to. Oh fuck's sake! How do I do that? No, that is helpful as well. Sorry. So.
Neville. Summit Neville. Come out, Neville!
So what I've been up to. So yeah, I was in Portugal. I'm going to very briefly talk about my golf experience.
Yeah.
So golf can get in the fucking bin.
Yep.
Fuck golf. Fuck getting good at golf. Went to a driving range with my father-in-law and my brother-in-law. And my father-in-law was fucking loving, educating us. And I was loving watching him fucking swing a golf club. It was a thing of beauty. That guy knows how to swing a golf club. And he was literally, filming us in slow-mo. Taking a shot and then analysing it and going, right, you need to you need to be bending your knees more, or you need to be positioning your left foot a little bit like more inward, and blah, blah, blah. So I felt bad for him because it was just like I hit like 200 golf balls on this driving range, and every now and then I'd hit an absolute perler, and it would just be in the sweet spot. And I get that, like, you need to practice and, you know, really, like, hone your craft with this kind of stuff. But holy fucking shit, is it frustrating trying to hit a golf ball right. Absolutely, I do not have the time for it. And my father-in-law, Carl, very just, yeah, all right, fair enough. You know, it's not for everyone, and that was lovely, and I felt bad for him because he was really into it. But nah, mate, nah. And the thing is, we did this driving range, and then we played around a mini golf, and the course that we went on was one of the most frustrating patches of land I've ever been on. It was just absolute hell, and Donna was like the whole family, like extended family, was playing it, and Donna, like after a while, bless her, was just like, yeah, just give me the maximum stroke limit. What is it, 7? Yeah, 7. I can't be arsed. I'm just gonna sit down. You know,
good
just
girl.
like
lot of respect for that.
Yeah, yeah, and just absolutely not. No, I respect golfers a great deal because you've got to. Fuck me, you got to hone your craft, and I bet you got to have the fucking patience of a saint. Just absolutely fucking not. So that's my review of golf.
Do you know what's better than golf, though?
Not golf?
I mean, everything, but also crazy golf.
I do like crazy golf.
That's my limit on golf.
Yeah.
I
don't want to play real golf. I want to play golf that has fucking that you have to knock it into a shitter and has fucking dildos on the wall.
Absolutely. I don't even want to. I'd quite like to be good at pool, which is basically golf on a table. But like, I hate the fact that I'm not good at it, so I just won't do it.
Yes, your competitive nature.
It won't allow
kicked
me to
in,
lose.
doesn't it?
No.
That's the thing. My dad ran pubs, so I have played an awful lot of pool in my time. So I think now, I think I could give someone a good run for their money in a game of pool.
Yeah.
But golf, absolutely fucking not. So there you go.
Fuck golf.
I did some bodyboarding, and I quite enjoyed that.
Nice.
Okay. Then also, I'm going to talk a little bit about an audiobook that will then segue into a film. So I listened to Number Goes Up by Zeke Fawkes, which is a look at the world of crypto. So it's Number Go Up inside crypto's wild rise and staggering fall. So Zeke Fawkes is a reporter for Bloomberg, and basically the whole raison d'etre of this book is someone convinced me that crypto actually means anything. And it's brilliant because every few chapters or so, he's just like, all these people that I'm interviewing and all these places I'm going to, they're absolutely convinced, and I just don't fucking get it. I don't understand it. And by the end, it kind of climaxes with Sam Bankman-Fried, the FTX guy who's currently on trial, and like him interviewing him and basically going, like, essentially the last line of the book is almost like, yeah, I still don't get it.
I actually saw an interview with this guy because the name rang a bell with him, and it wasn't an interview. It was more like a conversation, a recorded conversation between him and Ben McKenzie.
Sure, okay, yeah.
I think they were talking about Ben McKenzie was talking about his book, and he was talking about his book, and they were talking about like.
And for context, Ben McKenzie, ex-star of the OC, is now one of the preeminent like reporters about how crypto is a sham.
Yeah, well, I do want to read his book, Easy Money, Cryptocurrency, and the Casino Capitalism and the Golden Age of Fraud, that he wrote about it. And he is actually he has a finance master's degree as well. Ben McKenzie. He's a very, very smart man. And it was just, I was just only mentioning it because it was a really interesting conversation these two guys were having, where it was like, the guy you're talking about was kind of coming at it from a more of an open-minded, I don't agree with it, but I want to see why people do. And Ben McKenzie was going, it's all bollocks.
But it's honestly, it's all bollocks. Like that's the conclusion that you come to with this, where it's the power of crypto is purely in groupthink.
Well, that's it. Ben McKenzie kept saying, it's a Ponzi scheme. There's no getting away from it. It is.
It's absolutely wild. This book is really, really frustrating. It's really fucking fascinating, and it's really funny at times as well. Like, some of the people that he experiences, it is wild. But not just like crypto bros. It's like there's this person who's doing an auction of NFTs for Christie's, talking about how NFTs are like almost like today's equivalent of before Jesus Christ and after Jesus Christ. And it's just like, what? What?
It's say the most sensationalist thing that your dumbass brain can think of.
It's staggering. It is staggering. So, but I mean, it is a great listen. It's about 10 hours long, and it's just a wonderful listen. So, but it's also really fucking infuriating at times, and upsetting, some of the stories about people have been hit by it. But it's a really good listen. So, in it, at one point, he talks about Michael Lewis, who is an author, who has also recently released Going Infinite, which is a book about Sam Bankman-Fried, which I downloaded on Audible before I'd read the reviews, because Michael Lewis wrote The Big Short, and he wrote Moneyball, if I remember correctly.
He did write Moneyball, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And he is getting,
and he wrote the true version of The Blind Side.
Yeah. And he's getting absolutely pilloried at the moment. And it actually, like, in the audiobook, it's talking about Michael Lewis interviewing Sam Bankman-Fried, and just how softball the questions are, and how it's fawning, I think he describes it as. And Michael Lewis is getting a lot of shit. And like, Sam Bankman-Fried is on trial at the moment, and Michael Lewis basically said, I think juries need to read my book to get a real understanding of who Sam Bankman-Fried is. He seems to have fully drunk the Kool-Aid on Sam Bankman-Fried, who is one of the most obvious, he did it, people of all time when it comes to corporate fraud.
Yeah.
So, when I was on holiday, I watched The Big Short.
Yep.
And it's bizarre that the person who did the original material that film is based on has now been absolutely taken in by Sam Bankman-Fried and is kind of setting fire to his legacy, when The Big Short, for my money, is one of the best films Hollywood came out with in the 2010s. It is Adam McKay absolutely crystallizing what he was like getting at with the other guys, but being able to do more of a drama than comedy, whereas the other guys is straight up a comedy. And the way like where it's just like, yeah, but this stuff is really boring. So here's Margot Robbie in a bathtub to explain it to you.
But yeah. Oh, here's Anthony Bourdain, leading chef Anthony Bourdain.
Yeah, exactly. It is, but the first time they do it is the Margot Robbie thing, and it's just such a, that's fucking genius. And then it's 30 seconds of Margot Robbie explaining this concept in a bathtub, and it's like, yeah, I get it. And then, and just the way then at the end, she's like, right, okay, fuck off, and then it just cuts, and it's great. It's stars being very, very good. Probably the best dramatic role Steve Carell's ever had. Not one bit of his role is funny, and he's really fucking good in this. A lot better in this than he is in Foxcatcher. You got Ryan Gosling just absolutely understanding, I look like a piece of shit, so I just need to be a piece of shit. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
But also gets, I'm jacked to the tits.
Yeah.
Maybe one of my favourite lines ever.
Yeah, I also do very much like when he's looking at his mathematician saying, "Look how Chinese he is."
Yeah.
It's just such a
yeah.
God, you are such a piece of shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But then you've got like Brad Pitt and the two like guys who he's kind of helping, and they're fucking dancing because they hit it big. And then Brad Pitt's like, "Do you not understand like what is going to happen here? How many people are going to lose their jobs?" You know,
it's such a really well delivered line.
Yeah,
yeah. It very much cuts because you're almost as an audience getting involved with them and kind of getting like, fucking hell, you know, they did it. They took on the big boys, and then the Brad Pitt bit just fucking cuts you right through. You're like, holy shit, he's right.
Yeah, absolutely, and it is a very, very fucking well put together film. That is, it just, yeah, it really like leaves a mark. Does The Big Short, and I feel I don't think Adam McKay will ever make a better film. Like better movie, like, you know, Anchorman is one of my favourite comedies of all time. You know, so there's that. The Other Guys is really good, very silly, funny shit with a serious message, but it doesn't necessarily, you know, the credits kind of shove it down your throat, but you've also had 2 hours of laughs beforehand. The Big Short feels like the purest definition of what Adam McKay is trying to do, but at the same time I'm really looking forward to that film he's doing where, what is it, like Robert Pattinson's a serial killer and Robert Downey Jr. is playing some congressman who he blackmails into trying to make it easier for him to kill again or something. Or keep getting away with it, and like that sounds ace. The Big Short genuinely is a film that I kind of feel like people should just watch as much to inform themselves as entertain themselves. It's I think Adam McKay actually did the world a bit of a service making it. So there you go, The Big Short. And that. Oh no, I do have one more. Sorry. Last night I watched a new Netflix film, The Conference.
Is that like Swedish or something?
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Oh, we hovered over that the other day, didn't we? Mm-hmm. How is it?
So this is directed by Patrick Edlund, who Netflix said was Oscar nominated. I'm assuming that, like, maybe live action short film or something like that. So this is a horror comedy about a company, like a small company, who are going away together on like a team building weekend thing, and there is someone with a grudge who besieges the conference center / like chalet place to seek revenge. It's decent. I watched it on a Tuesday night. It is a Tuesday night film. It is hour and 40 minutes. Don't really need to engage with it too much in brain. I can just watch it. It's like upper tier Fright Fest material,
Right.
where there's a really good gory kill in it about halfway through, which I enjoyed. There's a bit of nastiness to it as well. There's one kill where a trap is set up and you see how it's going to play out, and it's actually quite sad. But yeah, and it's interesting. The question of who the bad guy is one that's kind of like, as in morally who's the bad guy is one that's played out through the film, and that kind of informs the last 20 minutes, where the final girl is not necessarily the final girl, but there is a final girl who gets the final kill, but she's not necessarily the final girl.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, who is actually the bad guy here? And I thought that was interesting. And, you know, there's some good kind of generic, aren't corporate excursions bollocks kind of humour to it. And it's okay. It's a perfectly serviceable watch, but it's not one where it's like on a Friday or Saturday night you're going to settle down. It's like, right, this is my treat for the end of the week. You wouldn't want to do that for the conference. But if it's just, you know, this is something I'm going to stick on for an hour and a half before I go to bed on a weekday night, yeah, that'll do you fine.
Nice.
Which you know, those kinds of films are perfectly warranted. You know, it's the kind of thing that 15 years ago would have got a 1 week showing in cinemas and then would have been out on DVD a few months later, and people would have enjoyed it. There you go.
Nice.
You know,
it's one of those. I'll get to it at some point.
It's Severance. It's The Cottage. You know, it's one of those. And to be honest, there haven't been a lot of those lately. So, cool.
Yeah, I will take one of those over. This is the best horror movie of 2023 this week.
Yeah, exactly. This is straight down the line. It's not meaning to be anything more than it is. It's a 3 or 3.5 if you're feeling generous. Job done. No shame in that.
Nice.
And I'm going to go for a pee, but if you guys want to carry on, I can still hear you.
Cool. So, I actually realised that I only watched a couple of things on my own. So I watched Accepted, which I spoke about quite a lot, but I watched on the plane. It was a plane watch. I had to watch something
Mark,
like...
you've spoken about that film at least 5 times in the history of this podcast.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to go again.
So I'm not gonna talk about it again, other than the fact I really like Accepted. It's fun. Do you know what I do like? Right, I will say this about Accepted, that it clocked with me what I like about it.
Yeah.
Most. It is. There's no mean-spiritedness to it at all. It's not. It's not mean to anyone. The only people it's mean to is people who deserve for you to be mean to. The only people that it has a go at is hazing culture. Is the only people it has a go at. That it's kind of right to do that. Whereas the crux of it all is it's supposed to be like an island of misfit toys, so it can't really have a go at those people because that's the whole crux of it. For that. So what else did we watch though, Bex? We watched. I watched The Detective. Sorry, as well. Yeah. I enjoyed watching The Detectives. Only thing about it is it's Cillian Murphy being like the straight man of it. but his friends think he's a bit kooky because he runs a video store in the age of DVD. And his video store does it's called Gumshoe Videos, and he does like theme weeks where you can rent 2 war movies for like $3. And so when he's doing that, he'll dress up as like an army man. And bits like that, and then it's his friends all think he's a bit kooky, but he's not actually. And then Lucy Liu's character gets introduced into his world, and she is just full blown nuts.
Yeah.
And she's incredibly charming in it. It's something like that. The problem is, not a lot actually happens. It's just taking you on this run of looking at it and going, do you know what? This is quite charming. The problem is, it gets to a point where you're going, it's still charming, just nothing's happening.
Right.
So it's a good plane watch, but yeah, it's not. I can see why it's not revered as like a cult classic. It's just a fun little film. So what else did we watch, Becky?
Well, so we went out for a few drinks on Saturday night, was it?
Yeah.
And came home and decided to watch Halloween H2O.
Yeah, we went out for a drink. We were going to get something to eat, but we didn't get something to eat. We got a takeaway instead, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
Well, no, actually, we got something to eat and got a takeaway.
Yes, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
Enough of our gluttony.
Well, we were just coming off the back of an all-inclusive holiday. Like, things have been real hungry around here. So Halloween H2O is perfect for that, though. It is.
Yes.
A couple of drinks in, watch a daft movie.
Well, it's 85 minutes long.
Yeah. I actually really like H2O, though.
I like H2O, yeah.
I mean, it's schlocky, but it's not like the Tyra Banks one schlocky.
No.
It's not shit.
No.
You know, what's his face? Josh Hartnett and his weird hair. Fine in it. Michelle Williams, fine in it. Like having the kids in it, albeit briefly, it kind of honours the roots of the slasher kind of franchise that it's done. It's always kids.
Yeah.
But I think this does a good job of they're there and there's some good scares and some good kills and stuff that involve them, but it's Laurie's story.
Yeah, it gets to be her story, but she doesn't have to be front and centre all the time.
Yeah. And it's just as compelling when it's her as it is when it's the kids running around and getting killed. The little, very brief sort of love story that they've got going on with who is it that plays?
Adam Arkin.
Huh?
Adam Arkin.
He's quite sweet.
Yeah, until he gets really brutally murdered.
Really brutally murdered, yeah. But again, like, I think the film does enough to make you like him and care that when he dies, it's like, fuck, no!
Yeah. He's like a good dude.
Yeah, so, yeah, character development and being a good filmmaker can take you quite far.
Yeah. We also watched 54, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah.
I've not seen this before.
I had.
I spent a lot of...
Which cut?
Well, that was it. It got about halfway through and I was there going, this is the theatrical cut, not the director's cut. And the thing is, the theatrical cut is fine, but very different to the director's cut.
Yeah. I just spent most of the film going, are you sure that's Mike Myers?
Yeah. And there's just, the thing is, the bits that are different in the director's cut are quite major.
Yeah.
I explained it to you afterwards, didn't I? And you were like, so that explains, like, the entire last 20 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
So, for anyone who doesn't know, 54, it's a kind of... it's a fake history of, but within mixed in... It's a fictional story weaved into the real story of Studio 54. I don't know, 54, the club in, what is it? In LA. in New York in the late 70s. So it tells the real story of Steve Rebell via this unreal story there. But
same kind of vibe as Titanic, fictional story within a real setting.
yeah. But within the theatrical cut, there is no love triangle between Ryan Philippe and Selma Hayek and Breckin Meyer. But within the director's cut, there is, and it kind of tells like the whole second half of the story, which just isn't in that. But all the reactions are the same, so it doesn't really make much of a sense.
No.
But I still kind of enjoyed it. It's just I wish I'd watched the director's cut. But I didn't. I now. Well, I can't now watch the director's cut again because it's not that different. I need to be watching the same movie again. We also watched the X-Files movie, didn't we? Which was spurred on by Mike talking to us on the group chat, saying, "Oh, it's a really good movie."
Nice.
The X-Files movie.
It is a pretty good movie.
I was like, "Do you know what? It is, yeah." So we rewatched the X-Files movie, and it is a really entertaining movie.
So am I correct in thinking this was made after the TV run had kind of finished, and as like and then the TV series came back after the film?
No, that was the
The other one.
that was the sequel.
Oh, okay.
Oh god. So no, this was between seasons. Oh god, I want to say 4 and 5, but it might be 5 and 6.
Okay. So, but had the X-Files like department been shut down in the TV series, and then this bridges the gap for it getting reopened? Is that a thing? Because it does, doesn't it? In this, it references that.
It's been so long. Fuck, maybe I need to rewatch the X-Files movie.
Genuinely, Ian, you should, because it is really entertaining, and it's really fun. What thing is, I remember watching the X-Files. I think I watched the full first run of it. I didn't watch it when it came back, but I wasn't like an avid watcher, if that makes sense. Like I watched it, but.
Watched it if it was on, but you weren't like...
No, I think I still watched it every week. But I don't, like... I wasn't, like, an obsessive. If I did miss it, it wouldn't have bothered me. So, like, if I went on a holiday, I wasn't, like, telling people to fucking record it for me or shit like that. But I probably did catch up on it at some point. But like, I don't have, like, I remember bits of it. But I wouldn't be able to tell you which fucking series X episode was from or anything like that.
Well, I think that's what's so good about this film, though, is like
It's accessible.
Yeah. I like the X-Files in theory, but I just for some reason can't get on with it. Watching it as a TV series, like I find it a bit of a slog. But I can sit and enjoy the film.
Well, I think
without having like a background knowledge or working knowledge.
The thing is, the series became such a. It broke out from beyond people that watched it to the point of where if you went into the film, you knew who these two people were and what they did.
Yeah.
So you don't have to basically. There's no like. It's not about. I don't have to have any knowledge of the show because no matter what, if you grew up in the 90s, you had a knowledge of the show whether you watched it or fucking not. It would have been very difficult. Catatonia did do a song, yes. I don't think it was featured on the soundtrack.
No. It is something that I want to try and power through with because I have heard it finds its about halfway through season 1.
Oh, fuck that shit then. Gets good on episode 7 of fucking season 2. Nah, bollocks. But I will watch the sequel soon with Billy Connolly.
Yeah.
There's a great line in that where Gillian Anderson's just something about, but you buggered a load of boys or something like that. She, like buggered is a word that she uses.
I think it is buggered, yeah. Oh, the film takes place between seasons 5 and 6.
It was 5 and 6,
Yeah.
was it? All right, yeah.
Between episodes the end and episode 6 the beginning.
Yeah, I think 6 was when they moved shooting to LA because David Duchovny was like, I want to live in LA. I don't want to have to fucking fly up to Canada. You're gonna shoot it in LA. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Season 6 was crazy. There was one that was like called Drive. I think it was called Drive, where it's like if you slow down, your head will blow up. So it was like Speed, except your head's the bomb.
Nice.
Nice. Thing is, I hope you do watch it. I would watch it with you, but I won't.
No, you won't.
Right, final one for us then. We went to a retro screening, didn't we?
Film club screening it was.
Yeah, it's like a film club, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they do one every month. Next month it's Breakfast Club. We've done a few of there, haven't we?
Yeah, so they're called We Watch Film, and you can like suggest films for future screenings and stuff as well, can't you? And they do a quiz
Oh, that's cool.
before the film, and then it
Yeah.
shows at like quizzes at 7, films at 8.
Yeah. And so this month's was The Crow.
Fucking love The Crow.
Wasn't it? So we watched the Crow, and it is a. They were saying it's a new. It's a new remaster of the film that's not actually out yet.
Yeah.
It's not actually out until next year. He said, but somehow they've let us use it.
Yeah.
And it's got a
And
new.
it was an international exclusive.
Yeah, it's got a new recording of the score. He was saying by Graham Revell, who originally did the score.
Yeah.
So it's a new recording of the same score within that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Crow's very good. It's a very atmospheric movie. Watching it in the cinema this time, I think I said to you when it came out, you notice how much Alex Proyas has taken from the graphic novel, in the sense that a lot of the shots are like a lot of the wide shots. You can see, that's just lifted from the comic, and the way that it pans quite succinctly from side to side or up and down.
Yeah.
Very much like you're reading the panel and going from there. But yeah, it's a very atmospheric film, batshit crazy as well. But a real lot of fun. The thing is, they've been talking about remaking it for literally about 20 years now, and there's almost an element of don't
Just leave it alone.
or don't
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
I mean, the craziest one was the Gerard Butler one that they were going to do at one point.
Wild.
Yeah. But yeah.
Well, Jason Momoa being rumoured to be in it was a minute, wasn't it?
But I could see that, though. More than Gerard Butler. Oh, and there was some film news, though.
Go on.
Paris Has Fallen apparently has started shooting.
Jesus. Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh, no, it's a TV show.
Oh.
It's a TV show, Mark.
Oh, well, fuck you, world, you prick.
Yeah, because they recast, didn't they? Because Matu Kazovitz was supposed to be in the lead, but they've replaced him with someone else. Yeah, just I'm sure that's just like triggered Noel due to some of the conversations we've been having lately. But I get Noel's point. Basically, everything on Netflix that he seems to be interested in at the moment, he goes into it. It's like, it's a fucking 8-episode TV series. What the fuck?
Yep.
And yeah, Paris Has Fallen is a TV series.
Get to fuck world. I hope it does fall.
I don't think it's Paris' fault.
Yeah, I'm blaming Paris.
Wow.
It's a shithole anyway. I don't like it.
Have you been?
Yeah.
The Eiffel Tower's always looked a bit shifty to you, hasn't it?
Yeah. Fucking prick. Ugh. Don't like it.
Okay.
No, I didn't like Paris.
When did you go to Paris?
I went to Paris with college. Didn't like it.
I've never been to Paris.
Shit. Right.
And you never will with Mark by the sounds of it, Bex.
No, that's another one to add to the list. Boats.
No, I better deal with you about a boat.
Yeah, you did, yeah. You guys don't need to know the details.
Yeah, Paris and Venice. We'll not go to Venice. Why would anyone go to Venice? Oh, there's this city. All right, yeah, it's romantic, most romantic city in the world. All right, that sounds pretty fucking good. Yeah, it's sinking and it stinks. What? It's literally sinking. Yeah, and it smells fucking terrible. Yeah, that doesn't sound romantic.
Yeah, it's alright. I have no interest in going to Paris. To Venice. So.
We can go to Paris, but I'll be grumpy.
I don't want to go.
Well, that's your fucking choice. Right, let's review another fucking film. So Fair Play is written and directed by Chloe Dumont, and it stars Phoebe Denver. Bear with me 2 seconds. I want to pay some knots on our window.
Oi, person at their window, can't you see that we're recording a podcast?
Bloody kids. Aidan Elric, Eddie Marzan, Rick Sommer, and other people. What is it about? An unexpected promotion at a cutthroat hedge fund pushes a young couple's relationship to the brink, threatening to unravel far more than their recent engagement. Ian. Fair Play. What did you think?
So, I first heard of this film when it played Sundance in January, and Netflix bought it up for like a good chunk of change, and people were really talking it up and whatnot. So it had been on my radar for a while. So I was because of that, maybe I was a little bit disappointed. I think it's good. I think anyone calling it an erotic thriller, I'd love to. Maybe actually, I don't want to know what turns you on.
Can I just jump in a little bit very quickly on that? Because I keep hearing about this, that it's this really like erotic, and I read a review saying it's full of like sex and nice, and I thought, did I watch the same film?
Having sex scenes and being an erotic thriller are not the same thing.
No, we're a long
way.
They
seem to be these days. This is the thing. It kind of feels like anything that's got a hint of sex is, oh, that's racy, isn't it? Oh, all right then. And I mean, to be fair, it's the bit at the start where didn't see that coming. To be fair, it's not exactly a sex scene. It's a before sex and then maybe not scene. Then he finds it hard to get it up, and then he rapes her. So, are they actually sex scenes? Is that hot? No, I think. At least I think. But beyond that, thought it was all rather surface level. I enjoyed the performances, but it felt like the most basic version of this story in terms of the actual narrative that you could actually you could get.
It's like a summary.
I liked Alden. Yeah. I liked Alden Ehrenreich. I liked Phoebe Devener. I thought Eddie Marzan was fucking great.
Yeah.
The withering put down of Alden Ehrenreich when he's on his knees. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Great. I just wanted my big complaint with it. One scene of him watching 30 seconds of a Jordan Peterson-esque YouTube video is a shortcut for he's obviously going to be a toxic piece of shit, and we just need to assume that he's going to be a toxic piece of shit because he's watched this video. And then suddenly he's reading all these books and blah, blah, blah. I think we needed more of his descent into that. A little bit more what he was doing to investigate that rather than her reaction to it. It felt like 20 years down the line, if people are watching this, I feel that there'll be, so we watched that and it led to that, what the fuck? But right now, in the moment, because everything right now is now, and it's almost like films are being made to not have a legacy. It's just you understand it in the moment and then never mind anything else. Here, it's, okay, that's shorthand for today, so I understand it, instead of the film actually fully exploring that. I liked the film. I don't think it's anywhere near as Guardian think PC as has been coming out in The Guardian. I think it's well acted. I think it's less well written and directed. I'm intrigued to see what you guys thought.
Becky, what did you think?
It's just shit, innit? It's just, it's a good concept, really poorly executed, and then really well acted. But yeah, I think you bang on there, Ian. It's all shorthand. It's not, the Andrew Tate of it all is not explored. The misogyny of his reaction to her getting the promotion instead of him is not explored. You're just supposed to get it. It really seems to think it is an erotic thriller, and it fucking isn't. The people that made it need to go back and watch stuff like Your Basic Instincts and stuff like that, and go, oh, okay, hang on, yeah, so it's got to be erotic to be an erotic thriller. Yeah. It doesn't just have to have sex. Just really fucking sanitized. I mean, not sanitized, but do you know what I mean? Like, it's not sexy sex.
No.
It's funny almost sex, not sex, and then violent sex. That's not sexy sex.
No.
And that does not an erotic thriller make. I had really high hopes for this film, for the actual the idea of it, the synopsis of it. It could have been so fucking good. I am Tyra Banks meme about this film. It's fucking pissed me off, and it starts off quite strong, like that bit at the beginning. Like you really kind of you kind of do feel that connection, and it's funny, the bit where he goes to like eat her out, and then that happens, and it's like their reactions to it feel quite human, and like in a long-term relationship, if something like that happened, it wouldn't be like, oh my god, this is so disgusting. It would be, oh fucking hell, and that feels quite like, and then after
relatable.
Yeah, and after that, it's just like, oh okay, now they're just fucking robots with no more character development. Then these people are not those people from the beginning of the movie, because their reactions, like, it doesn't feel like that's where they would go from that.
No.
It's just shit. It's just so poorly done, so poorly written, and then yeah, Phoebe Dinavore, whatever she's called, and Alden Ehrenreich are very good at what they're given to do. It's just what they're given to do is shit. Eddie Marzan is an absolute C word, but he's meant to be, and he's really fucking good at it.
Yep.
It could have been so good, and I'm so disappointed that it's not.
What?
If it wasn't a good concept and it was shit, I don't think I'd be as angry at it as I am. The concept of it, in that she gets the promotion and he doesn't, and then the gradual breakdown of their relationship as he feels.
But there's no gradual.
No, there's no gradual. That's my point. But like, it could have been good if it was that kind of thing. He feels emasculated and he feels like.
But right, no, sorry, go on.
And he feels like, you know, it's shattered his sense of self and all this kind of stuff. If that had been explored properly, could have been a really good film. But she instantly turns into an arrogant piece of shit, and he instantly turns into a whiny man baby.
If you established earlier on that he'd followed Eddie Marzan as closely as he seems to have when he's begging him, and it's like, this is actually his dream.
Yeah, like that. Before he gets down on his knees in front of Eddie Marzan and starts doing that, there is nothing mentioned about him, like, idolising him.
Yeah, quite.
At all. He just likes his job and wants to get ahead. But then all of a sudden,
Yep.
Eddie Marsan is Jesus to him.
Also, I just got to say, because I forgot, critical flaw of the narrative for this. I do not believe that no one would twig that not only are they shagging, but they live together. If I get that's like a comment on how corporate culture doesn't care about people's personal lives. No, in actuality, in the real world, when you are working for a company that provides financial services, as I fucking do, you bloody know if people are shagging each other, and you would bloody know if they were living together.
The thing is...
and the fact that at the end she's like, oh, he was stalking me. Bollocks. Bullshit.
I actually thought at that moment...
he was going to call her out.
I thought he was going to say, no, he wasn't. You've been living together for all this time. Don't you think we do a background check on the people that we bring in for these things? And
Can I just put my hand up for a second?
But still say, but I don't care. You make money for me.
He does.
That would have been
does.
that would have been the way.
We step on shit. It's not our place to come up with the story.
But I don't. But again, my big issue with this movie is it's the performances are all great. It looks quite nice. The story is a good idea. The macro of the story is a good idea. The minutiae of it is so immature that it's somebody that about not even halfway through, about sort of towards the beginning of the first act, the middle of the first act, the director / writer becomes so infatuated with the lead character, Phoebe Denover's character, that it loses all sense of any character development, including her character, at all. That it hints at so many different things that it never actually... it hints around him becoming kind of embroiled in this Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson toxic masculinity thing. Doesn't actually go anywhere really with it whatsoever.
Show him like delving into it. He's reading a book once.
It hints that he's convinced her that he's really good at his job, when the actual reality is he might be a bit shit at it. It hints at her having a substance abuse problem. It hints at that around it. But never actually goes anywhere with it. Never actually says that she does or she doesn't. It just kind of hints at it. It's all it's gossip of lies, which follows into what Ian was just saying about it's utter bullshit that people wouldn't know that A, they were fucking, or B, they lived together. Because somebody at HR is sending out the fucking, what is it, check? And HR people talk. Nonsense. I don't believe that from the start of it that their relationship is deep enough for them to get married. What with the fact that at the start of it, you've got him basically, it's clearly a wedding of his family, and it's hinted that it's the first time that she's been introduced into it.
Yeah. And
then all of a sudden he's going to marry her. Nah. Come on. There's so much of it that just feels like it's what Chloe is doing is she's pressing so many buttons trying to get a reaction out of the audience that she's baiting the audience, and then that's the problem. But she's baiting it, but you never get hooked. There's no...
Well, yeah, because the bait is fucking polystyrene packing work instead of real work.
Without three really great performances at the centre of the movie, this movie would be an absolute fucking steaming turd of a movie. But the fact that she's very good, Alden Ehrenreich, despite the fact that he is horrifically miscast, is really good because he's a fantastic actor. And it's wonderful seeing him in a movie that is set in our times. because usually it's not.
Why do you think he's miscast?
I just don't buy him as that character.
I just think the part's badly written.
But yeah, it could be that. But he does really well with it. But then it absolutely shits the bed in the last 20 minutes. A movie that isn't even that is okay, and I think that it shits the bed in the last 20 minutes. Yeah. Completely. You can have him be just an arsehole that couldn't quite deal, even though he seemed to want to be able to deal with the fact that she got the promotion. He couldn't quite deal with it. With that, and just really it made him feel so impotent that he actually became impotent. Is a bit really.
I don't know. There's a difference between being impotent and just not being able to get it up.
No, but it does seem like that is what she's trying to say, is that she emasculated to the point that he couldn't even get an erection.
But I don't know. I think that was more like he's not turned on, like he's just not feeling it from her directly. Rather, he's just like he's not in the mood. She is not turning him on.
Well, she does kind of come up to the point of sex when it's all like, no, sweetheart, you are picking the wrong times. Yeah.
Well, I think as well, saying to somebody, I'll get you the promotion if you eat me out, or whatever she says just before that. I know she tries to make it a joke, but if you're already feeling a bit like...
Yeah, the thing is, I can see why she said that as a jokey thing to kind of, what is it? And I can see why he's had the reaction of, what the fuck? That is, you've said the right thing at the wrong time. But then, yeah, it just, the way it goes for the last 20 minutes, it's just, I was watching it going, this is just a bit... meh. Like you said, it's not... It's not sexy, but I think
no, not in the slightest. I mean,
I think it's trying. I think it's almost trying to be sexy.
It's mistaking sex
for sexy. Yeah, a real misstep.
Really, really badly wasted opportunity.
Yeah, because performance-wise,
there's interesting stuff in there.
Yeah,
thematically, like they could have. The story beats that handled better could have been a good movie. They're just not.
No, a disappointment.
Real disappointing,
yeah. I'm not going to go as far as say it's shit, because I don't think it's shit. I'm touching cloth with it because of the performances.
It's shit. Ian,
look, I'm definitely not shit because. I think the performances are really good, and I think it's engaging. Like you want to see what's going to happen. I think the last 20 minutes are really bad, and the sense that she's now saying he was stalking me, and this is. That aspect of it makes me not like her as much as I think the film wants me to.
Yeah.
If it was she tells the truth and she's like, and he's like, yeah, but you made money for us, so fuck it, dump him out of your life, and I'd almost respect that more. The fact that she's even if she was like, yeah, okay, we were together and he just raped me, that which is the truth, then fine. The fact that she's still trying to cover her ass in that way, and then by the end of the film, I mean, one question: the end of the film, that she says get down on your knees, beg me, and then get the fuck out of my life. And then it's a shot of her, and then there's the sound of a slumping, and then she smiles. what's that? What's that supposed to mean? Because he's already like on the floor.
Yeah, I don't. I think again, it's just a director who's trying to be clever who just can't quite pull it off.
Can I just say the bit where she goes to see Eddie Marsan and says about him stalking her and stuff like that is one of the few highlights of the end of the film for me. The fact that finance bros are all about self-preservation. She wouldn't go and tell him the truth. The fact that she does it and he knows she's lying, but and he says, "Look, we all step in shit. We just don't track it into the office. Leave the stories to the HR people and the publicity people." He's basically, for me, saying, "Look, I know you're lying. I don't care. I don't need you to make up a story for me. We all do stupid shit." I've read that completely differently to you two.
Yeah, which, you know, and I think that's interesting in itself. You know, and I think maybe not exactly agree to disagree, but like understand. I don't know. Understand. Not that there's different viewpoints, but there's different ways of seeing things. And that doesn't necessarily mean that what we're saying is the right way of viewing things. It's that's complicated, but it's the fact that she immediately goes to, "This is my version of events." And then he kind of validates
to save herself, isn't she?
Yeah.
That's not her version of events. She knows she was living with him and engaged to him.
I'm not gonna say that my reading of that is right, or objectively that is the right way of taking that. That is how I have taken that. But that is as a 39-year-old.
So you think that that's her reading of it? That she genuinely thought that he was stalking her?
Who? Me?
You cut out there, Seth.
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No. So, sorry. My. So the fact that Becky's saying like she's scrambling, it's my read of it is that I suppose that she is like trying to think of a way of getting out of it. My read of it as 39-year-old male is I don't feel sympathy for her in that regard. It's almost like, I don't know how you do this narratively, but if Eddie Marsan was like, spin this in a way that sounds good, and then she said that, but also at the same time he raped her. So if she's just gonna go fuck him, I'm gonna save myself now, then I think I think I get that. But then the fact that Eddie Marsan's like, yeah, but you don't need to traipse your dirty shit in. It's... God, it's complicated. And I don't know how to feel about it upon reflection. But then the later scene, I think, is quite powerful, of her saying, like Alden Ehrenreich's like, I'm just going to get the fuck out of your life, because he knows he's done wrong. And she's, what the fuck, why aren't you on your knees begging for forgiveness here? But then when it turns into, I want you to like say how pathetic you are, and it kind of turns into that power play kind of thing again.
Yeah, I just genuinely thought, with the exception of the Eddie Marsan and her scene, I think is a good scene. But I thought everything from the rape scene is terribly handled. It's a terribly done scene. The fact that I said to you, Alex, it felt to me like the filmmaker is baiting people into going, hang on a minute, she was enjoying that a second ago.
Yeah.
Into saying, oh, it's almost baiting you and going, yeah, but she does say stop.
Yeah.
Like 3 times.
Yeah, don't show her.
That's some really. But I mean, that's some really complicated sexual energy. It's not any I've ever experienced. You know, the way that it's. Okay, I don't like you, but I'm into this. Let's fuck. But then it contorts itself into. No, that's not that particular. That's not what I'm into. It's. I don't know. I kind of almost feel like I have no frame of reference for comprehending that energy in that scene, which I think a great many people don't, and I think that's kind of provocative in itself, I suppose. But then at the end of it, it's hard to. I don't know. As soon as she says stop. And he's banging her head into the sink. It's like, okay, yeah, fine. But before that, I don't get why she's then deciding to even have sex with him in the first place. Other than, like, there's a animal thing there that I'm not quite feeling in the film anyway. Like,
there's no development to that.
I don't get that.
Do you mean the thing is, she's. The lightest way I can put it is she clearly likes having sex. For that, and she's clearly quite horny.
Even after everything that has just happened, that's still. I mean, yeah, all right. I mean, if that's just if that's a viewpoint I don't understand, then cool. That's the thing. I don't know whether I actually have all the faculties to have an opinion that can be thought of as well-rounded on some of the aspects of this film.
The thing is, I think if you take it up to the point of obviously where it becomes a rape scene rather than a aggressive sex scene.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It is the definition of a hate fuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think what you're saying there is there are relationships who will have hate fucks, and there are relationships who definitely won't. And I'm not saying that either of those are good or bad things.
The thing is, it's like she's consented up to a point. To hate fucking, she's not consented to that, and she withdraws her consent, and she's right.
Oh no, I absolutely agree with that. I am not saying otherwise.
Oh, I know.
How has he torched her career that badly at that point, where there's even that energy to do that?
But the thing is that there's too many points in it where. She flits between, like, the whole her mother thing as well in the background.
Yeah.
Just felt a little bit like, what's good?
Well, that, I think, is supposed to be about her not being able to assert herself. And but then it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. It's because it's a shit film.
It's either there is a 2.5 hour version of this movie that is really fucking good that you go, oh, there it is. Or it's just so undercooked that the right director thinks that well, I've got it because I've got this and I've got this and I've got this.
The fact that this is considered quite highly and as being quite nuanced and as being an erotic thriller really, really concerns me about the maturity
it's 18.
of cinematic audiences.
That's a huge point, Bex. That's a huge point.
It really does. Cause I have been really disappointed in so many films this year. I think filmmaking's really gone off the boil, and I think it's because of a lack of sophistication in expectations. This is not an erotic thriller. This is not even a thriller. This is barely a movie.
I just think it's a huge wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
I could understand it better if the cast weren't so fucking good.
But
I just,
the thing is, though, at the
I
same
wonder
time, those
whether
people have read that script and gone, yeah. So that's just bad choice making.
Is there an element of
Choice making, decision making.
of the fact that if we were in our mid to late 20s, we'd probably feel different?
I really hope not,
This-
because
thi-
I really would hope that mid to late 20s me would still be
Or-
more discerning than like
Or an alternative angle would be: do you think that the people who made this film think that that's what mid 20s people want?
no, and yeah, because that's what I've just been trying to Google. Like how, God, excuse me, sorry.
Bless you.
Like how old is? Thank you. How old is Chloe Dumont? Like her birth September 2nd is what you get out of IMDb. She looks like she's late 20s, early 30s, and it's interesting because listening to sorry, I'm gonna sneeze again. So listening to the Big Picture podcast, they interviewed Chloe Dumont, but they were saying when they reviewed it that it's like they worry, like the Sean Fennessy and Amanda Dobbins who do that show, they're in like their early 40s, and they were saying like watching this film, they kind of worry about what mid-late 20s people think about relationships.
Yeah.
If this is termed as a erotic thriller, and I do wonder whether as this this next generation, so Chloe Dumont is 36.
36, yeah.
Okay, so maybe not so much then, quite frankly, but man, I worry what people's expectations are about relationships, but then she's 36 and she wrote and directed this, so I don't know, maybe that point is invalid then. I expected her to be younger given this film, I've got to say.
Yeah, I thought
This
I
doesn't
thought she'd be
feel
late
like
20s.
Yeah, this doesn't necessarily feel like somebody who's a relative contemporary of ours understanding of relationships.
No.
But, I don't know, maybe we just got good partners.
Let's go with that.
And also,
our audience poll.
we're both people who got together with our partners. Well, all people who got together with our partners before social media. So, and all that. So maybe that's a thing as well. Anyway, yeah. Audience poll.
Our audience poll. Definitely not shit 25%. Touching cloth 50%. And shit 25%.
Varied.
Varied.
Well, same as ours.
Yeah. All right. Questions. We have a few, actually. Macasitu. A question for Ian. Which was better, the belly dancing or the Macarena?
Oh, fuck's sake. Can't believe you put that on social media. I'm so angry with you.
Belly dance. Sorry, Bex.
No, it's fine.
Mark was putting more effort in.
It was powerfully erotic.
Yeah.
Rick Kidd. Watched The Flash earlier this week and decided I'm kind of done with multiverse films. Which movie tropes, plot devices, trends would you like to see the back of? Also, any you'd like to see more of?
Characters dying and then turning up again 5 films later.
Gal Gadot showing up at the end of movies and smirking.
Smirking. God, that's the answer. No, that's the answer. That's actually the answer.
Movie tropes.
Oh, what's the woman dying as a catalyst for a male character thing? Girls in refrigerators. Fridging, yeah. I'd get rid of that.
What's that?
It's where female characters die as motivation for male characters. They're basically there to just be a partner, then die.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, could get rid of that.
The house style that Illumination have for non-Mario Brother human characters.
Yeah. I can't think of one. I genuinely can't think of one because I just like things. Are you movie mad? With eras dominating the box office and the wonder of Stop Making Sense release reigniting passions, what concert would you like to relive or finally see live on the big screen?
Any System of a Down concert in the early noughties in Atmos.
That'd be nice.
Queen live at Wembley. Love to see that on the big screen. Twitch.
Ooh, I don't know. See, a lot of the ones that have already happened. Like the Hammersmith Apollo, Springsteen is there. I think That Makes Sense, a great film. Prince, Purple Rain. They did a concert film of that.
Yeah. Yeah, but have you seen it on the big screen?
Oh, see it on the big screen.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the Prince concert film of Purple Rain and Purple Rain on the big screen, back to back.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So I'd have those guys.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Dylan Black Lanterns, if we decide to bin off Twitter, where would be the best place to stay connected for questions and such?
If I can get enough invite codes, Blue Sky.
Blue Sky or Instagram. I might start engaging more with Instagram with our audience.
I think it's difficult because it's all picture based, isn't it?
Well, I'll try and work out a way around that.
Yeah.
By
I
downloading pictures.
I need to see how the fuck I can get some invite codes on Blue Sky. I've been on there for 2 days now. It says you don't have any invite codes yet. We'll send you some when you've been on Blue Sky for a little longer.
How long?
Fuckers.
Tell me how goddamn long!
Get rid of invite codes, Blue Sky.
No, I think the invite code thing actually is not a terrible idea. Because you're inviting people that you would think would make the place better. So you don't end up with just a bunch of people going on just to be dickheads. Yeah,
but then you're only engaging with people you already know. Like, the beauty of Twitter when it first started was communities were built on there of like-minded people. From no...
Yeah, I don't think you can get that anymore. I think social media's become too...
I really miss the early days of Twitter. It was a beautiful place.
But yeah, Instagram place like that. I forgot to mention earlier we are a Pod Syndicate podcast. So talking about beautiful places, go and visit our friends' shows. Yeah.
Is that it for questions?
That is it for questions, yeah. What we're reviewing next week here?
In answer to that last one, a proper answer actually, we'll come up with a game plan on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we will. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm kind of open Blue Sky, but there's always threads and what. I don't know. We'll fucking see. Elon said he's only going to do charging for new users, and we'll see how that fucking goes. X is a fucking cesspool at the moment.
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, I'm already disconnected from all our audience on there for seeing questions because I just don't have it anymore. So, like, no, I'm already gone.
It's just when you see ads on there, and then it's like immediately below the ads, X users have added context saying that this is like some sort of Chinese farm who are just trying to get people's data and blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, brilliant, well done, you're doing a great job. Yeah, we'll figure something out. So review next week will be Killers of the Flower Moon. Thank God we made it. 3.5 hours.
Yep.
Of Scorsese, DiCaprio, De Niro goodness.
Yep. Cannot fucking wait.
Yep. There we are. Killers of the Flower Moon.
Again, Scorsese's brilliant reaction to people saying, isn't 3.5 hours too long? No. Would you elaborate? Well, people will watch 3 or 4 episodes back to back of a TV show. People will watch plays for 3.5 hours. Why not a movie?
Yeah, quite.
Fair play. Which I know coming from me is quite hypocritical, but fuck that, I don't care.
Yeah. No movie should be over 90 minutes unless Mark likes it.
Yeah. And I'm fine with sticking to that code. The only minor drawback of Killers of the Flower Moon being 3.5 hours long is
when can we fit it in?
When can I fit in? Because Yeah, my work schedule's between now and Monday is a bit crazy, but we're gonna get it out. We're gonna do it.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
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 Don't know how,
I mean,
but-
I've also got Trolls band together at the weekend.
And what?
So, Trolls band together. It's the new Trolls film.
Is that this weekend?
So, this weekend, yeah. If you want to review that instead.
No, I'm all right. We did review the last one though.
We did. Oh yeah, that was the big Universal were putting this out on premium video on demand as cinemas dead start.
Yeah.
Of COVID, that was.
Yeah.
My word.
Back in those days, those dark days.
Let's not talk about it.
That was 3.5 years ago. That was 3.5 fucking years ago that we viewed Trolls World Tour. What the fuck? Oh my god. What the fuck?
Was that genuinely 3.5 years ago?
It was 2020, bud.
That's bonkers. Oh,
Because it was the big, like, they were going to do it in cinemas. They're just going to put it out there and charge like 20 quid for people to watch it.
Yep. Damn, that's bonkers. Yeah,
Yeah.
Trolls World Tour. That was 3 years ago.
That was, fuck's sake, that was 3.5 years ago.
That's wild. Right. Thank you very much, Rebecca.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you very much, Ian.
Spiralling into a crisis. Thanks, everyone.
And thank you very much, audience. We shall speak to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Ah!
Are you having an existential crisis?
Don't like that. That's like probably 5% of my life.